You're watching Shady Mob Live with your two favorite pod mob stars, ladies and gentlemen, Alex the Man Angelov and your boy himself, King N.P.V. How you doing today, Alex?
Doing great. Doing good, man. What day is it today? I
It
I
is.
can't tell. What is it?
Well, man, let me just say, may the 4th be with you, because it is
May,
Star Wars Day.
May the 4th.
May the 4th be with y'all today.
Oh yeah. I told you earlier, but I have episode 4 playing in the background right now. I don't know if anybody can hear it, but oh yeah,
No, I
May the
cannot.
4th is going on. Let me just tune into our live real quick so I can see how everything is running.
Oh, there you go, bud.
Um,
Well, today is going to be a more Alex centric episode, mainly because Star Wars is right up his alley. He has seen, I believe, the Clone Wars, all the Star Wars episodes.
The
You've
only
also.
thing I haven't seen, the only thing I haven't seen was Rebels. I haven't watched any of that. That's the only like piece of show genre, and a few of the new shows, to be honest with you, those I haven't seen, but everything else I've had the pleasure of watching.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, no. You also said you didn't like Acolyte, right? Did you watch Acolyte?
Yeah. I did not watch that at all. I actually watched like the first 3 episodes and I just stopped because it was just absolutely terrible. Ah, nice thumbnail by the way.
Oh yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you like it. Uh, that's right up my alley, ladies and gentlemen. I am more personally a Star Trek fan. I will always be a Trekkie over a Star Wars fan. Alex, I feel, has always leaned more towards Star Wars than Star Trek, though. He is a
I
huge fan. He loves The Mandalorian, ladies and gentlemen.
I have, yeah, I have been a big fan of Star Wars for a long
You
time.
watch the Ahsoka
It's
series?
honestly, huh?
Ahsoka series?
Yeah, yeah. So I like that series. I feel like they have could have done less with the other characters where they go into a different galaxy. That whole thing was kind of confusing and a little unnecessary because it is called Ahsoka and not Rebels because they just played off of Rebels at that point. I was gonna tell you to
Oh,
change the thing because I
I
think you had
just
fun.
noticed it right now with myself, but we're good. We rolling anyways.
Yeah,
Um,
but overall, I love the genre, man. It is a phenomenal franchise. As I said, I mean, we were talking about this earlier. It is a phenomenal franchise. I really enjoyed it. I think it's garnered a lot of fans, a lot of content. Not great content recently, but I feel like they're picking up
it's so
where they left off. I think the last like good movie they had was probably Rogue One. If I think did Rogue One come after The Force Awakens? Not The Force Awakens. This guy. Oh
so
my God, I'm forgetting the
well.
movies. Oh my goodness.
Just if you want, I can pull up the timeline right now. But personally, I'm still upset that they didn't do a secondary solo film
Yeah, I feel like that
because we
would
saw
have
Darth
been.
Maul at the end of Solo, and if anything, Darth that would that if that's the true in high how many years was it before Solo met Luke when that movie
Oh,
took place?
it must have been like 5, maybe 6 years beforehand. Like that was definitely a prequel for sure.
So that's the reason why. So if that's the case, then it would have been a significant time jump since Darth Maul died at the end of the first episode to when Solo meets him in the Solo movie, or when we see
Well,
Darth Maul reemerge in the Solo movie, which basically means he survived. And how is he there, right?
so yeah, yeah. So pretty much, Darth Maul survived in with and it goes deeper into the Clone Wars show. He is found by his half brother from Dathomir, and
Oh, so he survived that bitch?
yeah, he survived. He ended up living in Trash World. I forgot what planet it is, but they had a whole like arc in the Clone Wars about this where he's brought back, given new legs. He's going to try to overthrow Darth Sidious, but he's overpowered. His half brother dies. Spoiler alert, I mean, to people who haven't watched it. But
I actually, the Clone Wars, the series is something that I've always wanted to go back and like revisit and watch, because
yeah,
I think I only watched a few episodes. There's a lot of Star Wars, what
it
is
is
it,
The Force Awakens,
lore.
actually.
Yeah, no. So there's a lot of Star Wars lore that I have not dove into. I'm very, I'm like, for you, Star Wars is what Star Trek is to me, right? Like
Dude, I'm a fan, bro. I got my. This isn't really a Star Wars shirt. It's an Otter shirt. Oh yeah, Otter Strike Back, baby. Look
that's
at that.
funny as
I got
fuck.
my fucking. I got my socks. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
where's the lightsaber?
Right here.
Oh, he just.
Ooh, ooh, shit. Ooh,
He was
oh
ready.
shit. Look at that shit,
He
bro.
was
Oh
ready.
shit.
He was ready. I just said it. He didn't even wait. He didn't even wait five
No.
minutes. He had it ready like the immediate second, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta fucking love it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Alex the man Angelov is a huge Star Wars fan. Um,
Wait,
so
wait, wait. I
actually,
can't hear you. I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Oh
Oh,
shit.
he got another one. He
Oh
brought the other
shit.
one. He brought the Mace Windu one. Oh, that's fucking dope. So actually, this is a good
Yeah.
question for you. What, like, out of the entire like, let's break it down. Let's break it down to trilogies, and then we'll go into the overall aspect. So for
Yeah, yeah,
you,
yeah.
on the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6, which one is your favorite, and which one do you hate the most?
Damn. I mean, 4, 5, and 6. I I don't like 4. I think I mean, it's cheesy and it kind of gets a lot of plot holes in the script. It has a lot of plot holes. Um, it's very quick. It's kind of rushed, but for the 70s, for it to be an original, I think is honorable, and it's the start of this all, like it took inspiration from Star Trek, absolutely, and Battlestar Galactica, I believe. But yeah, no, it definitely is, I think, the worst in those three. It's amazing compared to like a bunch of other Star Wars movies, but when you do those three, that's definitely the bottom for me. The next one would be a close second with Return of the Jedi. I think Jedi is great, great effects. I think, with extended budgets that they had, I think that came out in the 80s, I believe, at that point. And it's just a phenomenal movie, ties up loose ends. You get to see all the characters that were in the fourth and fifth, at least all the main characters. Shout out to Wedge as well. And um, yeah, like Darth Vader and Darth Sidious meet their demise. Darth Vader does not come back. Darth Sidious does. If you guys watched all the Star Wars movies, towards the end, Episode 9 does reveal that in a dumbass way. But yeah, it's just, it's an amazing movie. And then Episode 5 is my favorite out of those three. I think 5, you can definitely see the budget increases. The acting is better. The drama, the love interest between Han and Leia is beginning to rise. And it's just confusing because at the end of the movie, you're like, there is another Skywalker. And it's like, it's probably Leia because she felt Luke kind of like reaching her through the Force, and they've kissed like twice. So it's like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of gross.
I was about to say, isn't that like kind of like incest type of shit right there? That's
I mean, they didn't
incestuous.
know, and it's not like they're fucking on the regular, but it's like,
Wait,
you
but wait,
know,
hold on. Are you insinuating that Luke and Leia fucked?
I'm not insinuating anything. I
That's
think
what
that
it sounded
they,
like. See, that's what it
had
sounded. You said they
they had
didn't
a
fuck on the regular
they
because
shared a peck or two,
oh lord.
in dire situations.
And then
Well,
it
they
said,
kissed once because, huh?
no. Continue. You were saying.
Well, they kissed once because I'm actually watching the fourth one right now, and they kissed because of like, they were in like about a swing from edge to edge in the Death Star, and then they kissed again because Leia was trying to make Han jealous in the fifth one, and then it just kind of revealed to Han that they're brother and sister in the sixth in Return of the Jedi, and you could just see Han's face just like, oh, oh, it doesn't make sense. What? You know, what type of
I
family
feel
am I
like
getting
Han
into?
was disgusted. I feel like Solo was disgusted when he found.
Oh, dude, he was cooked, man. He
He
was
was.
he was definitely seeing the Force for sure.
Oh Lord, poor guy. Poor guy. So overall, you would rank the fifth one first. The second one would go to episode four.
Return of the Jedi, and then New Hope is
Well,
the
actually,
third, the
Return of the
third
Jedi was a
favorite.
fucking classic. I love Return of the Jedi. That's when we see
Jedi was cool.
Angelov.
Jedi, like again, it's a close second because the Endor scenes and also um, the Battle of the Second Death Star was amazing too. Like that
And
again, like
honestly,
honorable
bro,
mention. But
for the technology that they had back in that day, like the movie was properly executed. So
yeah.
yeah, no, I enjoyed it. And then damn, New Hope. I don't blame you. New Hope was the first one, right? New Hope was the one that started the entire thing.
That was the very first one. Yeah,
Yep.
the secret. Here's a little
That's actually
fun fact
that's
about it.
kind of funny because usually the first movie is the best one, but it got like the second one was the best one, the last one was the second best, and then the first one was the worst. And I agree with that order.
Now, when it comes to the prequels, episode one, two, and three,
Okay.
um, I would definitely put
You
the
know,
third as the best.
oh, it was.
Uh,
It was.
Um,
When Anakin finally fucking turns and embraces the Force, definitely was. It was a fucking historic moment. You see,
and
you're like throughout the series, you're hoping he doesn't turn, and when he finally turns and becomes Darth Vader, it is an intense moment. It was properly well done, and it is ironic too. Because I remember how like the original series was completely fucking disregarded and thought like to be the worst, especially after episode one. You remember that shit? I feel
dude,
bad for the kid
after
actor.
episode one, nobody like that. Fucking Jar Jar Binks, dude, insane. What an
I
amazing
still
dumpster
contest
fire they
that Jar
made.
Jar Binks is the Sith leader. He should fucking be. And that would have made the fucking entire trilogy so much better because of how much hate everybody had for Jar Jar
Oh,
Binks.
dude,
And
I,
if
I
he
talked
was
about
just
this earlier today with
being
my buddies,
Dude, if he
and
was just like if they had literally just capitalized on it and followed through with how it was supposed to play out, dog, it would have just elevated the prequel series above the second series. I was hoping that Jar Jar would be revealed to be the Sith leader at the end of the last trilogy that we just had.
if he was in there, or if there was like a mention of him being like one of the Sith, that would have been insane. That would have been such a great pull by Lucasfilm, by Disney as well. And it's just a shame that didn't go anywhere with it. I
But
mean, he was in the second one for a little bit,
dude,
but
the
yeah,
hand motions, the way that he would sometimes mimic his lips, like I've seen the clips and then I've like gone back and watched the
Misa,
movie.
Misa don't like this.
And
It's like shut
dude,
the fuck.
I was just like, in my mind, I'm just like, oh my god, he really was doing these things that are being pointed out now, like at a later time. And you could just see that they had a bigger plan for Jar Jar, but they just because of the hate that he had after I think that was the first movie, it kind of just sucked the life out of it, and it would have been
It
fucking
was
incredible. It
yeah,
would have been
yeah.
incredible.
It was definitely bad. I can't even. The third one was the best in those. And the first and second are really close, man. I can't even. I'll put them as almost equal because the second one, sure, you're introduced to the clones, but even then, like for the movie's sake, they're not really that talked about. So afterwards, you just see episode three, and you get to see this huge time skip, which I don't think was deserved at the time, but episode three was so masterful, and not a lot of people liked it when it came out. Like it wasn't, well received, especially with Hayden Christensen. But as people aged and as these movies like, became a part of popular culture, and um, we accepted the fact that these are the movies.
It aged
I
like
think I think
fine wine, and it got better over time.
it
Like
got
the hate
better. It
became
got
of
better. The more 4K,
the
the
kids.
more like
Well,
writing, the story, the Clone Wars, bro, that enhances that movie.
not just Clone Wars, but you also got to take into account that the kids that like the adults that watched the prequel trilogy, or the people that went to go watch the prequel trilogy for Star Wars, and were around for the original series, they were gonna always judge it harder because in their era when they were kids, Star Wars the first
Yeah,
three episodes, it
you're
was
right. They're
amazing.
like they're
When the
trying to
prequel,
compare apples to oranges.
the reason why the prequel series has aged so much better than what it's like than what it originally was, but because the kids that watched the prequel series grew up. That's us. We were the kids that
Hmm.
watched it, that were fans of it, and then as time has gone on, we've shown it to our kids, right? And we show them. We don't show them the first, like the original trilogy. We show them in chronological order from episode 1 to episode 6, and that's why the newer generation, I feel like, has a deeper appreciation for what Star Wars did as a whole, especially for that original trilogy series. Like going
Hmm.
back and watching fucking Anakin, little Anakin in that fucking race, that will always be a fucking one of my favorite fucking scenes and moments in the entire Star Wars.
There are some great scenes, man. I mean, even in the first one, you got like the whole Duel of Fates where uh, Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan fight him, where he comes out with that dual lightsaber. Like I was just like, oh, I was a kid. I remember watching that. I was just shocked. I was glued to the screen. The score, bro, the scores. Oh my God, bro. The orchestral skills of those people playing those instruments is just insane, the choreography, everything. But it just at the time it just lacked so much. Like they added so much shit to it that didn't need to be there, especially with certain characters like we mentioned with Jar Jar, and also it tried to it. I don't know. It was missing something. It was missing. It's like damn, like this allure, And also, kid acting isn't really that popular, and I think also that kind of bit it in the ass as well,
Yeah,
especially
but the
with Kid
kid that
Anakin.
played Anakin Skywalker did a fantastic fucking job playing Anakin Skywalker. Like you could,
He did. He acted as well as he could, but
I thought
again,
he did
like
a
if
good job. I thought he did. I thought he got fucked by Hollywood and the media and everybody, and I feel bad for
that's
him.
true.
I feel
It
bad
must
for
have
him.
been very hard. Must have been very difficult to like live through that. Like, oh, it was, I acted as best as I could. And, they might have had different cuts, different scenes where they could have included, but, in the editing room, you and I know best that there are some scenes where you have to cut out,
Yeah.
so that could have been it. That could have been it.
Bro, I still
Um,
I still contend they probably left a shit ton of Jar Jar Binks content on the fucking
right.
table, and it probably would have worked. It probably would have worked.
It probably
Oh
would work.
man.
It probably
Oh,
would work.
oh, bro. Someday, I'm hoping for the next trilogy, the big bad is gonna be revealed to be Jar Jar Binks. You just see Jar
Don't
Jar with red eyes coming out. Misa gonna destroy you. Oh
Don't get
Lord.
me started. Don't get
Oh
me started on the next trilogy that we're gonna cover
wait.
because I hated those movies, bruh. I
Dude, you
hate.
are now what? So you know what just happened there, Alex? You have become the adults that watch the prequel trilogy. You are
No,
now one of those.
no,
I will be honest
no.
though, it did leave a lot lacking, but
Eh,
I guarantee you,
Lacking?
in in 20 years, in 20 years, people are gonna, or the children that watch the new trilogy series are gonna appreciate it just as much as we now appreciate the prequel series, especially with all the content and lore that's probably going to come out, because it's going to be for a while. Hold on, really quickly before we jump into the next trilogy series. Where do you rank the prequel series? Like first, second, and third. So you said the third one was the best one, Clone Wars. The second one, which one was it?
No, no. Third one is Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the
The
Sith.
second one is called the Clone Wars, and then the first one's called Phantom Menace. Damn.
No, the second one is
Uh,
Attack on the Clones. Phantom
Attack of the
Menace, I
Clones.
think.
Right.
Yeah,
You're right.
I think I let's be real. It goes 3-2-1. It goes 3-2-1.
That's what I was gonna say. I was literally gonna say that. It's close though. The first and second one are very close
I
because of
personally would rank
how
it
they
would go
were.
3-1-2 for me, because
Three.
I really enjoyed little Anakin, his story, how he came to be, him coming out of slavery, and then knowing from the beginning that he was either going to be a part of the Jedi Order, or join the dark side, the Sith, right? Like that was always foretold, and we just I don't know. I thought the first episode did a good job setting up the last two episodes, and the
Hmm.
third episode where he finally turns to culminate that to hit that peak. That was essential. That was essential.
It's a good opinion. Like I share that same thought process. I do think that those movies, they added a lot. I do appreciate the Jedi stuff because that, it introduced a whole another level of lore and culture that was talked about in the first couple movies in the 70s, original trilogy. But, again, execution wise at the time wasn't as appreciated as it is now. However, in 20 years, when kids watch this new trilogy that just happened, they first off they're going to be kind of retarded, okay? Because they're gonna have the attention
We're
span of a
gonna get
squirrel because
canceled.
three
I fucking
seconds.
love you. I fucking love you. Okay. Okay.
Oh no, listen. Whoever enjoys, okay. So The Force Awakens, decent. It was decent. It brought back a
We
lot
went
of
to go watch
people.
that
I
one
loved
together.
seeing Han Solo and Chewbacca. Leia was there. Luke, barely there. Okay, that was a big thing.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody and their mom has seen that movie. Han Solo dies.
Yeah, we went to you
Why?
remember we saw that one together in the AMC theater San
Why?
Francisco. He was killed by his son. He was killed by his son.
His son is the biggest pussy in the entire galaxy. Okay, to then to be part to diverge into the dark side and then kill your dad and then not go further into the dark side. What's the point of killing your? Oh my God. Anyways, so there's
He's a
that.
huge Solo
Okay,
fan.
so again, decent. Last Jedi, dumpster fire. I'm not gonna ever talk about that movie ever again. And then The Rise of the Skywalker, super rushed. Visually, again, very stunning. All of them are visually great. Especially, there's one scene. I'll give The Last Jedi one scene where they fly their ship through another big ship in hyperspace. That was dope. Everything else, just don't even watch it. And then Rise of Skywalker does not make sense. Rey is Palpatine's descendant, and she's trying to be a Skywalker.
Wait,
Yes,
what? Okay, I'll
yes.
full transparency. The only one that I've seen from beginning to end was The Force Awakens when we went to AMC and we saw it in theaters when it came out. That's the only one I've seen. I haven't seen what was it? The
Last
Last Jedi,
Jedi,
or what was the other one?
Rise of the Skywalker.
I
Rise of Skywalker, wherever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I haven't seen neither one of those two. So I'm leaving this one up to you. For me, when The Force Awakens came out, I did feel like it was lacking in a few areas. I agree. Why kill off Solo if the payout was you ultimately just turning back into the light side? Um, and at that point, to be completely honest with you, can you turn to the light side if you've already embraced the darkness and like basically killed your father?
That's what I'm
It just
saying. They
it just
just
didn't
they
make
just
any
kind of
sense to
like
me. It just didn't
they
make any sense to
combine
me.
it. They combine that, and it's just I'm gonna talk to the audience. It's so annoying that like they they twisted the whole story. These directors and writers, they just don't understand like the characters at all. Even in The Last Jedi, like Luke isn't Luke. Luke is not Luke in that. Leia is barely Leia. Like there's no way she survived in space. There's no way you can tell me that Rey is the descendant of Palpatine, okay, and then wants to become a Skywalker. Like, no, if they flipped it where Rey is evil and then Ben is the actual like good guy, that would have been amazing. That would have been so much more compelling and just a shock and just like, oh, I didn't see this coming. Like that would have been great because it touched on few dark side elements that Rey had in The Last Jedi, and it's like, bruh, like why couldn't it just be written more better? And then even the actors, even Mark Hamill is like, this isn't my character. Like this is not who I portrayed. This is not the person who'd become. Like he didn't even know who Luke was anymore, and so eh, it's just disappointing. It's just disappointing that we're left with that. I won't. I won't rewatch them. I'll force myself to rewatch them if we ever do another Star Wars thing again, just for the memory's sake. But like when I got out of the theater, no one was happy. I was not like, wow, this is how it ends. Sure, yeah, the battles were great. Finn and Poe, they had like this like weird dynamic where people like guessed that they were like a gay couple. Like that's so stupid. That doesn't make any sense. And then for Finn not to end up with Rey, even though he was glazing Rey the entire time, like this is insane, bro. Like again, they, they just don't know how to write movies. They're trying to like they were trying to
Didn't
do
Ray end
the
up with
original
Kylo
series.
Ren?
What?
Didn't Ray end up with Kylo Ren?
No, because Kylo Ren died. He died at the end, and they kissed, which is again terrible. Like that was
Oh wow.
stupid. That should have been with Finn and Rey, but they wanted it with Kylo
Oh
Ren for
wow.
some
I didn't
reason.
even fucking know that. Okay, so I need to. You know what I'm gonna do when I come back from bowling today?
And then Palpatine returns.
Yeah.
Like what? And then he says that he
I
has
should
a
have been.
thousand or a million, some stupid number, some like really, I think it was a million Star Destroyers. Like the whole galaxy, the whole New Republic does not notice this resource mismanagement of a million Star Destroyers. Come on, bruh. How dumb
That
of a New Republic can you
to
be?
be
Like,
to be completely honest,
ah,
that should have been the Jar Jar Binks reveal.
that should have been it. And
That
that would have
should
been
have
a
been
way better ending.
that would have been a way better fucking ending. Jar Jar Binks comes out, red eyes glowing. Misa has 1 million destroyers coming to you. Oh,
Compelling.
bro, that would have been fucking dope. That would have been legitimately dope. But no, they shit the bed. But you know Disney, they're just trying to make money. What are your thoughts? Okay, so last trilogy, how would you rate it?
Switch the scene. Switch the scene. Switch the scene.
So last trilogy, Alex, how would you rate it?
Ah, bro. Low. Compared to everything else, low.
No, no,
Start
no.
Force
So
Awakens.
we're gonna go like so the what is it? 7, 8, 9. So how would you rate those three movies?
Force Awakens, Rise of the Skywalker, again, super low. And then Last Jedi is like if you took a piece of shit and then left it out in the hot sun and then it rains the next day. That's that movie.
Damn,
Like imagine that is that movie.
that's bad.
You just watch shit
That's
dry
bad.
and then get wet for a day. Like that's exactly what you just watched. And I'm sorry for people who like it now, who like, oh no, it was actually really good. No, it wasn't. It completely like did a 180 on the direction that every character had. Didn't make sense. Drink Coca-Cola, drink Diet Coke actually, because it's a little bit better for you. And drink Coke Zero if you have diabetes and just want a caffeine fix. Great, refreshing drinks. They're not healthy for you, but they are refreshing. God. Okay. Okay. I got it. 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 What do you mean? Oh, so what do you mean? So I got so hold on. So I'll rank them. I'll rank them because I kind of talked about them. So I'm going to rank them. Okay. Ah, shit. Worst to best.
Worst
Okay.
to best. You're gonna rank them from worst to best. So
Okay. So
from
Last
what we just
Jedi,
discussed,
Rise of the Skywalker.
The Last
Okay.
Jedi. Okay. Rise of
Rise of the
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
Got it.
Um,
From what it sounds like,
I would
Force
say
Awakens.
Phantom Menace.
Oh, Phantom Menace. Damn.
Phantom Menace. Again, but that's like you're getting good. Okay. Um, Attack of the Clones, Force Awakens. Again, it's decent. Like I actually liked it. I actually really
Okay.
liked it.
So you're
Um,
ranking Force Awakens on top of Attack of the Clones.
yeah.
Okay.
A New Hope,
Okay.
Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, and then Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. It was a classic.
That was my favorite one. I hands down like again. Sometimes they change depending like whenever I watch the movies, but right now I haven't watched them in quite a while to be honest with you. I'm just rewatching the fourth one because it's today. Um, but that is how it stands. I will not I will not change where The Last Jedi stands. That is the worst movie of the entire franchise.
I'm not gonna lie, even the movie poster looks like ass. Yeah, it really does look like ass. All
And
right.
they try to mimic the fifth episode with those like stupid like salt like
Oh,
speeders
I
and
just
the walkers. Brett, like come on, be original, Brett. Just do something else.
you know what I find funny? The poster for the Last Jedi and Return of the Jedi looks so similar. Hold on, give me a second here.
Again, they just try to remake it and with different characters. And and I I love Rey. I thought that she was a great character to be introduced as a main character. And I mean, brother, uh, brother, they just did her dirty. Did her really dirty. And the fight scenes, bruh, the lightsabers, bruh. Oh my God. Disgusting.
Not even as good as the original stamp.
No, no, bro. We had three movies with Jedis, and they fuck up the lightsaber. They fuck it up. The fights. How can you do? Oh my God.
We got better
Anyway,
technology now too. Now let's transition to the series. So let's start off with some of the modern series, right? Let's start off with
okay.
The Mandalorian. What are your thoughts on that series?
Mandalorian, great. I think that's one of their best shows that they've made. Great characters, great acting. Pedro Pascal, amazing, phenomenal. There's more characters in it as well. You get to see live action Ahsoka for the first time. Um,
Pedro Pascal was the
what else?
Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, yeah. You get to see also, I think Boba Fett is back in that one first time live action since episode two, technically, when he was a kid. And then you get to see the original armor, how it looks, revamped because they cleaned it up a little bit. And yeah, overall great, man. Mini Yoda, Baby Yoda, Grogu,
Grogu.
cool. I like it. I was very intrigued. I was happy with the direction. And the last episode of the last season felt a little rushed, probably made during COVID or right after COVID. But yeah, felt rushed. I want them to make a movie. I think they're making a movie right now.
I was
Um,
about to say, is it
what
over?
else? I don't know. I don't think so. I think again they're gonna have a movie. The Black Blade was introduced. The Dark Sword was introduced. I think in that movie or not movie that show. Um, no, it wasn't introduced. It was live action. That one is introduced in the Clone Wars
Okay.
show. That's a good show, by the way. That was an amazing show. Please check that one out because that kind of fills the gap between episode two and three of the prequels. And then it makes episode three that much more better. Um, shit, bro. What
What were
else?
your thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett?
I thought that was pretty cool. I liked it. It took a different direction of what Boba Fett was. He was meaner and leaner in episode five, but he became this like good, like dark, like good lord, I guess. He took over Jabba the Hutt's palace, and Tatooine and that hut space. So that was pretty sick. But it kind of turned into the Mandalorian 2.5 almost or point 1.5 because the Mandalorian came back for a little bit, so that was kind of confusing. But other than that, I enjoyed it. I liked it. Cad Bane returns. I don't know if you know who Cad Bane is. Cad Bane is one of the villains, an outlaw in the Clone Wars. So that's pretty sick. And then shit, bro. Yeah, I liked it. I think it was great.
Okay. Now let me ask you about Obi-Wan Kenobi because I know you
That
watched
one was
it.
really good. That one was really good. I enjoyed that one. The thing about that show is that Leia seemed a little weird. She seemed like too mature for her age. What else? It was very emotional to see an older Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ewan McGregor, amazing. They should have used him more, but hey, directions are directions, and so studios don't want to remake Star Wars that quickly. And I enjoyed it. It was great. It was cool to see young, not young, but Hayden Christensen again, reprise his role as Anakin when he was like a Padawan. That was pretty sick.
Did you?
And it was cool to see that Darth Vader and Obi-Wan fight,
I was
where his like mask rips. That same thing that happened in Rebels when Ahsoka fought him. That was pretty cool.
That's
I
cool.
liked it.
I was gonna ask. So you now, good thing you mentioned Ahsoka. What were your thoughts on the Ahsoka series?
Ahsoka's cool. Shit, I don't remember the characters and their names. I know that it was a couple Rebels characters that they added in for some reason. They added these uh hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. They added these characters and they're from Rebels. They added what the fuck is his name? Sabine Wren. She is one of the characters from Rebels. They added also a live action version of Ezra, who is also from Rebels. He's the main character. But again, it didn't feel like a show about Ahsoka. It felt a show about Sabine, right? And Sabine is not the person I want to watch. She is like, they're trying to make her super feminist. Yeah, that's great. That's great and all. But the show is called Ahsoka, and I'd rather see Ahsoka than Sabine and does not make sense. For them to go into another galaxy kind of sucks out the like allure of the galaxy and that they're already in. They should have just done like the uncharted regions of the galaxy because it's already that big. But overall, I liked it. Again, the Anakin Skywalker scenes that Ahsoka was a part of were really cool. Again, throwback to the Clone Wars and great cuts. Captain Rex from the Clone Wars gets his first live action appearance. And yeah, man, it was great, but it just confused me that they added fucking characters from Rebels where it was about Ahsoka and she was in it like barely half the time. So I don't know. Confusing.
What I was going to say is, since she went to another galaxy, does that mean there might be Jedi's in other galaxies as well?
Most likely, I think that is kind of the direction that they are trying to do. One thing I want them to do as a studio, I want them to have the balls to do this. I want them to do Old Republic stuff because there's a whole game called the Old Republic that EA made, and the lore is phenomenal. There's already built-in stuff. They have the stories, they have all this. Why don't just make a movie? Just restart the whole universe because they're trying to fit it within the Death Star exploding and everything after and then everything before and the Empire. And there's only so much like timeline that you can fuck with where it's like it just becomes so saturated with shit to follow. Why can't they should just really just restart the whole damn thing and call it a day? Because the Old Republic is also pretty interesting too. And it's the same type of like Jedi stuff. Sure, it's 1,000 years prior, but I mean they still have the same technology of lightsabers, hyperspace, blasters, the Force. It's the same thing.
I was gonna
It's not
say,
like they're very advanced, it's the same fucking thing.
if they did the Old Republic, isn't there a way that they could just fit like the Old Republic into somehow leading into what the future happens to be?
I mean, kind of. They can probably do like something where like Yoda is born because Yoda is like 900 years old, and so they can do like a baby Yoda, actually baby
Oh,
Yoda.
that would actually be cool. We saw Grogu, we see a baby Yoda, and then that
Yeah,
would explain why he talks like a fucking like may the whatever the however the fuck he talks Yoda speak. That
yeah.
would be cool.
But that's a big thing that I think a lot of people, a lot of fans can agree with that. The Old Republic should be shown some love in the big screen. But yeah, man, overall, I guess Star Wars is a fantastic series.
Are you there? Oh, I think you froze, bud.
Change the universe and make it its own thing. Yep.
I think something happened. All right, can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. Let's.
Freeze.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you on Zoom.
I
Yeah.
think we're good. I think we're good.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, man. But yeah,
have you?
Star Wars is just
I was
it's a
gonna
great
ask.
show.
So,
It's a great movie. There's a lot of cool stuff. Figures, games. There's so many games, bro. Oh my God. There's so many non-canon